Hi there, crafty pals. Louise with you today. Thanks for checking out this Scraptember video. This is the double page layout and I am running a little bit late. Life has caught up with me, but I've got these videos done and I'm determined to share them even if they are a little bit late. So I am hugely challenged by double page layouts. You will notice that I've barely done them. There's hardly any on my YouTubes. They are just not my thing. I think they're great and I really adore scrappers that can do them, but I really do struggle and have quite a bit of trouble creating them myself. So what I like to do is I like to try and focus on a single page layout and then coordinate it or turn it into a double page. And have a little flick here. You're going to see the lights flash off. I actually had a brownout at my house where the power went out, so that was fun while I was trying to film a video. But what I did was I turned off my camera, filled up my journaling and waited till the power came back on. So for my double page, I'm using this series of photos where we got to go to a State of Origin game in Brisbane. Unfortunately, Queensland did not get the win, which was disappointing, but at the same time, it was like a bucket list experience. And I pulled out these pre-made Vicky Bruton backgrounds, which, you can see that the hearts there, I've turned one upside down. I don't necessarily hate that. I think it would be better if the hearts were coordinated on the same side, but it doesn't really bother me. You can see that the two papers work really well together and it kind of gives an interesting contrast. Now I'm going to tear up just a plain sort of black background paper again to add that contrast and let my photos sit on top so that they have something just to sort of almost a mounting if you wish. And I'm going to glue these down with a little bit of tacky glue because I'm not sure if I'm going to pop something in between them yet or underneath them. I have no idea how I'm going to embellish this, but I really just wanted to get the double page status done, and you can see I've chosen a little title, so it's the highlights word. These are one of my favorite ways to title a page. I think they're super easy. There's nothing too challenging about them, and it's really nice to have those words in kind of a text, like a handwritten text kind of title. Now again, using up some stash items, that's been my biggest thing for the whole of Scraptember, and these little alphas, I'm going to tell you how I like my sort of pre-made titles. I don't like to stick down little individual alphas, but here we are and we're going to get it done to help with a little spot to tell the story and include the journaling portion of this. In hindsight, I probably could have printed my photos a little bit bigger and taken up a little bit more space on this double page layout, but that background was so pretty, I didn't really want to cover too much of it up at the end. So working with the Vicky Bruton background paper, I have on my desk the Flower Emporium collection. I'm still utilising that here and there. There's lots of ephemera left, lots of bits and pieces, so I decided I was just going to have a bit of a flick through it and see if I could find anything that was going to tickle me when creating this page. So I end up going with a few little frame pieces, and I'm always thinking about that visual triangle. So, from side to side, left to right are 2 points of my triangle, which is why I've got those embellishments up to that left-hand side and then to the right-hand side with my journaling, and then down the bottom where I add that sort of little cluster beneath the bucket list, that makes the point of my triangle as well. So really trying to draw the eye and making sure that everything kind of works quite nicely to coordinate a page. Okay, so probably embellishing was the hardest thing here. Once I got the title done and I was happy with the layout of my photos, I had my journaling, I had the little frames. I probably could have added a little bit more, but I didn't want to overwhelm the page either. So I'm just going to do this little section down the bottom, add a couple of little pieces, but essentially just keeping it nice and straightforward, letting the photos shine. They are, of course, the important part. Adding my journaling, my memories, and yeah, getting this as my double layout share for you. So thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and thank you everyone for Scraptember who has participated and played along and shared their creations. I am still catching up on watching other people's videos, but I love that they'll sit there for the future and I can just pop them on when I need to. Thank you and happy scrapping.